why is it necessary for us to practice another religion in spite of various other religions in this world? We must understand this. Of course, we always try to justify our own religion without studying, thinking, analyzing and understanding. Because that is our religion. The followers of every religion does the same thing. I try to promote my religion. I try to justify my religion. I try to glorify my religion. But I do not know anything about my religion. Because of that concept of mine, my religion. Now all the others, the followers of various other religions, try to introduce their religion. Any rubbish in the name of religion. The idea is our religion. We must introduce our religion. But there is nobody to analyze and understand whether there is truth or reality in that particular religion. The big battle, unhealthy competition, jealousy and hatred, discriminations, all these things take place because of that concept of I or my religion. These are not religious discrimination. The concept of our religion. Anyway, let us try to find out whether the Buddha has contributed something which we cannot find in any other existing religion or existed during the Buddha's time. This is more than 2,500 years ago. I think you have heard. At that time, there were more than 62 religious cults and creeds or denominations in India. They had more than enough religions. So in spite of all these religions, why? The Buddha wanted to introduce another religion. Because people were not hard up with religions. And today also, here in this world, people are fighting and organizing various religious competition, challenges, because we have more than enough religion. In simple language, if I say, today people have no peace because of religion. People create more discriminations and differences because of their religion. There are certain countries where there are no religions. They also live as human beings, not as barbarians. Good qualities, virtues that we talk, such as honesty, kindness or compassion, charity, morality and harmony and cooperation and understanding, they also maintain all these good qualities. They also practice charity. And then, what is that extraordinary characteristics or the developments that we can prove according to our respective religion that we have cultivated? We can see we have more discriminations because of religions. But in those countries, they never face this problem. No religious discrimination. They never try to discriminate or condemn or accuse another religious group because they have no religion. So my dear friend, don't think that religion is that bad. Religion is good. What is happening? Through our religion, we try to apply our own human weaknesses. By using religion as a weapon, we try to make use of religion or advantage. Then jealousy, discriminations, hostility, impatience we develop. These are our own weaknesses. This is the way how we have polluted the good name of religion. To adapt any of those evil, harmful, unhealthy attitude to discriminate others. That is why many people say religions create more harm than good to mankind. Religion encourages people to harbor more jealousy, hatred, discrimination. Now what is happening to religion? We human beings never try to make use of religion for us to get rid of our human weaknesses and to cultivate our humane qualities and to develop our human intelligence, intrinsic human intelligence we have. Without doing that, we cling to something else by using the name of religion. We abuse, we disgrace our human dignity. We surrender our intelligence and education when we come to practice religion. We are ready to follow or to practice any kind of ridiculous, meaningless practices in the name of religion. This is the danger. Now let us come back to the Buddha. What he really wanted to do and what he preached when people were practicing or leading a religious way of life in that way. Now let us take item by item. At that time, even today, human beings never realized that we have potentials, abilities for us to find out the aim of our life, the purpose of our life, without depending on another supernatural living beings. This is our weakness. We always believe that there is someone above to control us, to punish us, to reward us. This belief is based on our human weakness. Because we have not learned the nature of human mind. This is the important point the Buddha wanted to tell us. Don't surrender yourself to another person. If you do that, it clearly shows you have not cultivated, developed the nature of human life, the nature of human mind, because only a human being can develop this mind up to the maximum level. Nobody else. No any other living beings in this universe. So the Buddha wanted to tell us, without depending on others, you must try to cultivate. Example, he says, the followers of all the other existing religions divert, focus their mind towards and outwards external agency, authority, power, thinking that worshipping, praying, offering towards some sort of external powers and authorities and sources that we can gain our peace, our happiness, our salvation, to find out the purpose of our life. This is the common belief. The contrary, the Buddha says, there is nothing for you to gain from external sources. Simply by worshipping, offering, praying, you won't gain anything from outside. Your duty is to get into your own mind. Try to understand the nature of human mind. Try to find out what are the forces, sources, energies in different mental faculties. Then he introduced the method how to do that. So without focusing our mind towards an external object, we divert our mind. Towards what? We have a storehouse of consciousness that we have accumulated life after life. And these are the things or the energies that we are going on expending and expending and expending, again accumulating and accumulating. The more we exist, either as human beings or animals or devas or a spirit or any other form, we are going on spending what we have accumulated in that subconscious mind. Again, we are going on accumulating. Recharge the battery. How do we do that? The way how we think, the way how we talk by thinking, the way how we do things. These are the three channels. On the other hand, by enjoying our life, we spend what you have accumulated. Sufferings, physically and mentally, we are spending. Or the bad karmas that we have accumulated, suffering is the effect. The way how we experience what you have accumulated. enjoyment, peaceful life, prosperity, healthy life. We are experiencing certain good thought, good work, good action, what you have accumulated in the subconscious mind. So when we divert our mental energy towards this, we stimulate our mental energies. Many things that we have learned during our previous births, certain good qualities that we have practiced, or certain bad things that we have committed, our mental tendencies, our habits, our nature, our behavior, our temperament, our moods, our attitudes, we do not know anything. We create our own imagination. So when we divert our mind toward this storehouse of consciousness, then we can make use all the good qualities and energies and the virtues and habits. Again, we can suppress and control certain bad habit. Then we go on developing and developing and developing and developing this mind. There is nothing for us to gain from outside, either from heaven or hell, or from a Buddha or God. One item is, the Buddha has given due credit to human mind and taught human beings to understand things by thinking, not by accepting concept and faith and belief. Remember this. It's a vast difference. The followers of various religions have their own concept, their faith and belief. These things they have taken from others, not their own. Religious authorities or their parents ask them to believe, to maintain certain concept, then develop faith. These are the important ingredients in their religion. To them, faith or belief is the most important thing. Now, what is the Buddha's attitude? To the Buddha, belief or faith or concept, these things are immaterial. To him, these things are imaginations, our own imaginations. We have not accepted these things by studying, thinking, learning or analyzing. Just accept it. Then we develop this faith, this belief. The Buddha did not encourage for this. He says, you have thinking power. Then he taught how to think, how to understand, how to analyze. Then that knowledge itself does not serve any purpose. By using that knowledge, he says, you must know how to purify your mind. Without that mental purity, whatever knowledge, whatever faith or belief you have, you never experience your final salvation. Now again, the difference. All the existing religions tell us, preach, believe, accept this. The Buddha's advice is not to believe at once. Don't believe anything at once. That belief can become very harmful, which create some sort of blind faith. After that, no more thinking power in that mind. You stop thinking. Because you have accepted already. But when we come to the Buddha, he says, first a study, think. After thinking, you can understand. When you understood, you know whether it is right or wrong. So the belief is not the important thing there. Then naturally, you gain confidence. Now you have no confidence. That is why others can come and topple you, attack you, criticize you, condemn you. You can surrender yourself because no confidence. If you have confidence by realizing, oh, the Buddha is like this, and what he taught is like this, the method shown by him is like this, I know. Then confidence is there. At the moment, very, very shallow, very shaky. And now you can understand. Then, the method adopted by various religious groups at that time, even today, when you compare with the Buddha's teaching, you can see the difference. But unfortunately, for the last 2,500 years, different Buddhist denominations, such as Theravada, Mahayana, Tantrayana, Vajrayana, Disyana, Datyana, what they have done to introduce their particular religious denomination, they have incorporated, mixed up so many other practices and beliefs into Buddhism, completely polluted, change the purity of the Buddha's teaching. Remember this. Many things the Buddha has rejected in his basic teaching. Later, all these different schools of Buddhism again embraced, accommodated and introduced as Buddhism. That is why you can find a lot of rites and rituals and superstitious beliefs and practices as Buddhism. In the Buddha's teaching, you cannot find such. Then what happened? Having seen what people are doing, thinking that they are practicing a religion, the Buddha pointed out, in those practices, we cannot find real religious value. Animal sacrifice was very common at that time. They burned, they slaughtered animals to please their God, thinking that they can receive the blessing for their protection, to get rid of their problems and sicknesses, misfortune. sacrificing all these animals. In every religion, even today, into a certain extent, animal sacrifice can be seen. The Buddha has completely rejected, refuted, and advised not to follow this method as a religious practice. That is what the Buddha taught. Another method. Having seen that people torture their own physical body, thinking that they can get rid of the evil effect, bad effect of the bad karmas or bad deeds that they have done during this lifetime. The Buddha says that is not the method. By torturing your physical body, you won't be able to get rid of the bad effect or the bad karma that you have done. He says, physical body is not responsible for your bad deeds. Although you use this physical body, your mind is responsible. If you want to punish, you have to punish your mind, not your body. Then how to punish this mind? The best method is to arrest this mind. Without allowing this mind to behave as its own. That is the highest punishment. That is called mental training. When you train your mind without allowing that mind to behave as it wants, you are going on training this mind. See the method introduced by the Buddha. So don't torture your physical body. Again, certain external vows, rituals, as religious practices. These beliefs and practices were very common in those days. Today also we can see. Taking holy bath to wash away bad luck and sins. But still people believe this. When the Buddha noticed that there are many people who go to holy river to take bath, to wash away their sins, you can see in the Buddha's teaching what he said. If you think that you can wash away your sins simply taking bath in that particular river, I think those fish and turtles who live in the water completely free from sins, because every day they take holy bath. See the way how the Buddha ridiculed this kind of practices. But unfortunately, still there are human beings who believe this kind of things. Again, by performing various kind of rites and rituals, they thought that they can get rid of their bad luck and bad karma. Again the Buddha says no. Through those external practices, rituals, you cannot purify yourself. Don't waste anything in the name of rite and rituals, thinking that you can get rid of your sins. Now this is another advice. Those who wanted to go to heaven thinking heaven is everlasting, never change, that they can spend their wonderful life without suffering. Because religious people illustrated, exaggerated, beautified, decorated, saying heaven is like this. Nobody knows where it is, what it is. The word itself creates temptation. The way how they have illustrated this. Then, what they say? Pray to this particular God. Worship. Then very easily you can reach this heaven. This belief was there at that time. This is not a new discovery. Look at the Buddha's attitude towards this. He says, when a man wanted to cross a river, if there is no boat for him to cross, he can collect few pieces of wood or make a raft. By using his own effort, he can cross this river. Without doing this, to cross this river, you kneel down here at this bank of the river and pray, asking the other bank of the river to come to you so that you can cross the river. Praying to somebody to go to heaven, the Buddha says exactly like this. Through the influence of another person to go to heaven. The Buddha says it is impossible. But you can go to heaven by using your own effort without depending on another person. Don't ask another person to carry you. The method was taught by him. Without praying to anybody, if you really want to go to heaven, because heaven is not monopolized, reserved by one particular religious group. It is open to everybody. Then what is the method? Very simple. When you read the Dhammapada, there are two places where he mentioned the way to heaven. Satchang bhane nakujjaya dajja appasmim piyachito. Only three things you have to do. You have to collect only three things. If you really want to go to heaven. What are those three things? Satchang bhane, be honest. Can you do that? You are ready to pray 100 times a day to somebody, but it is difficult for you to become an honest person. That is why people say it's very difficult to practice Buddhism. But very easy to pray, no trouble. Very easy. Try to be honest. Nakujjaya. Don't show your anger. I see the way how Buddha has used a wording there. He knew it is difficult for you to stop your anger. Naturally, it arises. But here, what he says, don't show your anger to others. When you show your anger, you disturb others. You create very bad atmosphere. You create enemies. Lot of problems and troubles and difficulties and sufferings. So when you control your anger, then you get used to it. After some time, that anger won't arise. Slowly goes down and down and down. Control your anger. Third one, don't be selfish. Contribute something within your capacity, what you can, for the benefit of others. That means sacrifice something. There are various ways, not only donating money or food or clothing. There are many other things that we can contribute for the benefit of others, to relieve others' sufferings, without spending a single cent. There are many things that we can do for the benefit of others. If not, if you can live without disturbing others, that is the highest contribution. Wonderful service to others. No need to go out to do anything, but carry on your way of life without disturbing another person. That is a noble life. So these are the only three things. Be honest. Don't show your anger. Don't be selfish. You cultivate these three good qualities. Gacche devana santike. After your death, you will be born with all the other devas or gods to enjoy heavenly life, but it is not permanent. King of the devas, Sakra. Many people worship him, but you do not know. Sakra, the king of the devas, worship human beings. Have you ever heard this? You worship him, but he worships you. But you must have these good qualities. He says, Ye gahatta punyakara silavanta upasaka dhammena dharan posanti tang namassam. I respect, I worship those lay people, not monks. He is not talking about monks. Those lay people, I worship, I respect them. Who are those people? Yegahatta punyakara. Those who perform meritorious deeds. That means do some service to others. Those who respect to others. I respect them. Silavanta. Those who lead a noble life without violating others' peace and happiness. That is called Sila. Upasaka. This is a very big title for lay people. Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Upasaka, Upasika. 4 groups. Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni, monks and nuns. Upasaka and Upasika, lay devotees, male and female. Upasaka, male. Upasika, female. So those who lead a religious life, those who are trustworthy, those who lead a noble life, are known as Upasaka and Upasika. So Sakra says, there are duties toward them. By earning something, in harmless way, blameless way. See the wording. Those who earn their livelihood in a respectable way. That means without bluffing, swindling, cheating, robbing, and disturbing. Can you do that? Then, by earning in a respectable way, they look after their wife and children without neglecting them. I respect them. This is the sayings in the Buddha's teaching. How Buddha has appreciated, acknowledged and accepted this saying. Now you can understand the real validity of the nature of human life, human mind, human intelligence. But unfortunately, due to our ignorance, we do not know how to make use of, how to cultivate. We surrender everything. We worship devils. We worship ghosts. We worship animals also. See how we disgrace our human intelligence. We perform all sorts of rites and ritual ceremony, ridiculous things. The Buddha wanted to give this warning not to behave like this. I told you at the beginning, the main purpose of his mission, his religion, is to uplift human dignity, human life. He did not advise you to practice a religion, to lead the religious life, behaving like animals. You can behave as gentlemen. Not necessary to become slaves to your religion. Not necessary to become slaves to Buddha. He doesn't like it. He is not waiting there in the shrine room to receive your salute. That is not the Buddha's way of life. Of course, we like to respect him. We like to worship him. It's very good. Every time when we pay respect, we develop our confidence. If we have no confidence, we do not worship him. It is not an order given by him that you must worship him and don't worship another god. I hammer you if you worship another god. People say like this, what a pity. That is not religion. You can respect anybody, no harm at all. Any god, no harm. Founder of any religion you can respect, no harm. You never go to hell because of that. The Buddha will be very happy if you respect the other religious teachers, because he encouraged people not to discriminate, not to show your hostility towards others. Now you can understand what he wanted to tell us and how he wanted to train us in simple language. He wanted to teach us to live as real human beings. Now we can understand the real nature of human life, but we are abusing this. Our ignorance, our selfishness, our greed, then our anger, hatred and jealousy and various evil forces completely eclipse, closed, topple our human dignity. Then the method taught by the Buddha is for us to remove those dark clouds from the mind so that we can penetrate, we can see, we can understand what is in our mind. So inwards, not outwards. Again, Buddhism is for that. Discriminations social evils, having seen how people have misled others, discriminated others, toppled others, he pointed out, women, never in our human history, no any other religious teacher or social reformer or political leader had ever come forward to relieve or to give due credit or due place in the society or in religion. First time in the human history, the Buddha had done that. The women were not allowed to enter any places of worship, never allowed to practice any religious prayers or worshipping or offerings or recitals, cannot. Strictly prohibited. And never allowed to go out from their home or from the kitchen throughout their life. They never given any chance to learn any language. The Buddha had a very big battle. He had a very strong opposition party against him for giving this freedom to women. But he said it is unfair. They too have human mind. Later, all the others learn from this religion to give due place to women folk. This is the highest contribution what Buddha has done. Again, class and caste discrimination. They say, Chatur Varnang Maya Drishtang Guna Karma Vibhagasa, a well-known religious book in Sanskrit language. How they try to justify caste discrimination. It is in their holy book. They say God created human beings in three castes, four. Four groups of human beings divided into four castes. Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the four. Kshatriya, the rulers. The Buddha was born in that family. Rulers. Brahmana, teachers, masters, religious authorities. Vaishya, most of those business people. Shudra, laborers, coolies. God created them to carry on all this work. Therefore, Brahmins were created by God from his mouth. Kshatriya, the rulers, were created by God by using his hand through his shoulder. And Vaishyas were created by God from his stomach to work hard. Shudras were created from his leg, feet, lowest caste, to do hard work, laborers' work. This is the way how they try to justify. They say we cannot go against this. The Buddha had to fight. He said no. very humorous language. The Buddha has, very seldom we can find this kind of sayings in the Buddha's teaching. I do not know actually whether these are his real words or later his disciples incorporated this. It is not rude, I think, for me to tell. It is in our Tripitaka. You see, as if the Buddha has said. If Brahmin says that they were created by the God from his mouth, but today we can see how Brahmin ladies give birth. See, this is in the Tripitaka. How the Buddha tried to ridicule this kind of belief. But we cannot see any differences that Brahmins come from one mouth and Kshatriyas come from another mouth and Vaishya and Sudras coming out from another mouth. Only one mouth for all of them to come out. Then the Buddha asks, is that the God? So it clearly shows the Buddha's attitude toward this caste discrimination. The Buddha had to condemn these social ills in the society. Remember, the Buddha was not a yes man. He had a lot of patience, tolerance, kindness, compassion, understanding, all the good qualities were there. But he was not a yes man. Whenever there is a mistake, when he come to know that it is wrong, he pointed out. That is his duty. That is the nature of enlightenment. There must be somebody to point out the mistake. Then, to find out the aim of our life, final goal. The main purpose of religion is to tell us, to teach us, to guide us, how to find out the aim of our life. Is there any meaning? Any purpose? And why are we here? Who is responsible for us? Whether we are responsible or somebody else is responsible. This is a very difficult problem. I think the whole world is divided into 4 or 5 groups regarding this. Majority here in this world says God is responsible for our existence here. Whether we believe or not, this belief is very strong. We are here because of God. Another intellectual groups, some of them are not belong to any particular religion. They say we cannot satisfy. We cannot believe that there is someone who creates us. No reason. So according to them, here in this universe, there is very unbiased, universal consciousness. They use this word, universal consciousness. And all these existing living beings are the units, particles of that universal consciousness. Exist for some times and move here and there, just like puppets. And after ending their period or time here, again absorb into the same universal consciousness. That is the aim and the final goal. Intellectuals believe this. To them there is no God, no creator. That is how we exist. As another group, most of them are scientists, philosophers, psychologists, thinkers, To them, there is no God, no universal consciousness. They analyze the existing element, atom, and various other particles, cosmic energies, and various other known and unknown energies. So the combinations of all these elements and energies, because of their gravity and magnetic power, different shapes take place as human beings or animals or birds or snakes. So remain for some time. After their dissolutions of these elements, disintegration, again absorb into the same elements and energies. That is the end of it. See the way how they analyze. Now we must try to find out what is the Buddhist attitude. How did the Buddha analyze and point it out? But he is not belong to any of those three. He never says that we were created by a God. No. He never says there is some sort of universal consciousness that come out from all these units, exist in the whole universe. He never says that we are living beings, are simply a bundle of elements and energies. Then what did he say? He said there are 5 aggregates. There you can find elements and energies plus something else, which others could not point out. He too admits 4 elements. All the other existing religions, or those who have no religions, also accept 4 elements, yes. Cosmic energies, yes, no problem. But all these elements and energies cannot produce a life. At the beginning, scientists had a belief that when elements and energies combine together, existence of these things as a bundle for some time, the human mind is the byproduct of these elements and energies. Human mind is the cream, the essence of the elements and energies. But this belief was rejected by a well-known scientist, Albert Einstein. But his interpretation supports the idea what the Buddha pointed out. He says, it is impossible for elements and energies to produce a life. Before that, there must be a mental energy. Mental energy is not a byproduct of elements and energy. Human mind is the nucleus which is originated, implanted at the beginning. Then the elements and all the other factors and energies join together, mold, shape up a line. This is a scientific interpretation. Now let us come back to the Buddha. First started from mind and matter, two. These two you can find in other religions also. In Hinduism, also Prakriti and Purusha, just like mind and matter. Same idea. Chinese philosophy also point out combinations of two things, yang and yin. These two, just like mind and matter. Then analyze what is mind and what is matter. Mind into 4 groups, matter into 4 groups, 8. Now this is the Buddha's analysis. Now the problem is this. Elements exist, yes, no problem. Then how did we get this human mind? Where it come from? Who created it? This is the thing that we cannot understand. For that, the Buddha has pointed out. Universes, not only one universe. Universes are infinite. There is no limit. There is no beginning. There is no end. This is the nature of universe. In various universes, different kinds of living beings in different forms. Also, infinite. No limit. We know only about this. So the nature of the enlightenment is to understand how these universes exist. One particular name given to the Buddha is Lokavidu, the knower of the world. He knew. That is called enlightenment. Unless or until we gain this enlightenment, we won't be able to understand this clearly. So when all those different forms, different kinds of living beings appear and disappear, they are departed consciousness from one planet to another planet, one world system to another world system, one country to another country, according to their inclination, attachment, craving that they have developed during their previous existence. That magnetic power. Now, if we cultivate our way of life by molding and molding and molding our mental energies, after our death, our existence again or rebirth take place not only here on this earth, but there are millions and billions and trillions and countless world systems where there are living beings. So according to our concentrations, inclinations, attachments, our existence take place in one of those places. Now if we abuse our human life by committing, doing evil thing, bad thing, polluting our own mind, we are developing and developing and developing, then after our death, inclination that we have molded will be landed in a place where life can become miserable. We regard this as hell. Sufferings. If we cultivate our way of life, as I mentioned just now, by maintaining some dignity and good qualities, then our attachments and inclinations and ambitions mold and direct mental energy towards another direction. Then existence can take place somewhere else where we can experience more pleasant, more peaceful, more happy life, but not permanent. So, mental energies are always moving, just like gravity, and the other elements come and combine with this individual consciousness. This is the way how the Buddha has introduced, but many people cannot understand. They say very deep, difficult to understand. Somehow or the other, one day we have to understand. So if we go on analyzing what the Buddha taught, now you can understand that he has gone very far away from all other existing religion. And his way of analysis, interpretations are entirely different from many existing religions. This is the answer to those who say all these religions are the same, utter rubbish. How can we say the same? You can say like this: the purpose of every religion is the same, right? The purpose of every religion is to tell you how to find out your final salvation. Whether the method is right or wrong, that is a different thing. That is the purpose. The purpose of every religion is to tell you how to live without disturbing others. Yes, every religion teaches you to do good things. No religion in this world that teaches us to do bad things. So every religion teaches us not to do bad things. That is not the final analysis of a religion. Because there are many others who do a lot of good things without religion, who keep away from bad things without religion. If the purpose of religion is only that much, that purpose is very poor. Because people can do this without depending on religion. Now you can understand the main purpose of religion is to find out the ultimate aim of our life. This is the method introduced by the Buddha by giving these advices. Not to follow a religion blindly, without understanding, without thinking, without maintaining only belief or faith. This is the message given by the Buddha.